Hello, welcome back to Monster Train. In today's episode, it is 1 p.m., not too late. I have recovered from yesterday's sore throat for the most part. I sat down, I looked at my videos folder today, and yesterday I recorded like 10 videos or something like that. Here, let me look. I'll give you an actual count here. It's not gonna be too long. Let's see. Yesterday was the 10th. I recorded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I recorded 9 videos yesterday. What the hell, man? I mean, it's good. I've been feeling unproductive, so getting something like that done is kind of nice, but it's also a lot of strain. Either way, hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. I will probably, we'll see, today or tomorrow for you. I know I said that yesterday, but I got a busy day today and a busy day tomorrow. But today or tomorrow, I'm going to start uploading Braid on my this is what I'm playing for myself section. And then I'm going to try to start working on some sort of a, like, summary video, I guess. I want to make like a 15 to 20 minute video talking about my thoughts about that game. I thought it was good. However, to do that, I feel like I'm going to have to go back and replay it, which is going to be brutal. I feel. But either way. Either way. Anything else I want to tell you today? Not really. No, not really. I think I'll just ask you a question and we will get going. Shall we? Today is June 11th for me. It is summertime. I want to talk about horticulture. I don't think that's the right. Agriculture? Not really. Gardening is the one. I was looking for a fun word to say there, but I don't know exactly. I think horticulture is just like the study of plant. Anyway, tell me about your experiences with gardening, with like growing your own plants, things like that. I've been taking a little bit of an interest in cooking again. It kind of comes in waves, and I've been thinking about trying to start a little herb garden in a windowsill. And yeah, I mean, we'll see if I actually get around to it, but I think it'd be really cool to just have one and then be like, oh, I need fresh thyme for this, and then just go like pick some thyme. That'd be sick. That'd be really cool. Because I feel like a lot of times I look at recipes and I go, well, I'm not gonna get these herbs because they're just gonna spoil before I find the motivation to make this. So imagine if I just had the whole plant. That'd be cool. I think, anyway. I also think you should like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, let's do it. Wurmkin, Exile, Umbra, Explosive Sigil, Daedalus, Failure, Arcus, Patience, Sarah, Bogfly, Packed Morsels, Ancient Resonance. Link. Just another day at the Plank office. Queen of Gems, Notice Stone. You know, you might think that this is a no-brainer, but I am a pretty big Notice Stone believer these days. I don't think enough to go over Chain of Gems here. Chain of Gems is too good, but it loses a little bit of value because it's Plank and not Shade Splitter. How about we... Oh, you know what I want to do, actually? I've been having more fun playing Silly Lines, although it's not good. I was thinking, what if I played, like, Rumble Morsels? But it's no Shade Splitter, so I don't love this. Although... Hang on, let me think. So Chef is 3 space. Morsel Master is 1. So what I was thinking here is, what if we played Morsel Master, Fine Chef, and then a Gorge unit, and that'll be like 5 units on the floor to just swing? That could be good. Yeah, you know what? I'm down. I'm gonna do something stupid here with Rubble Morsels, or not Rubble Morsels, but with Morsel Master. Morsel Master, Morsel Maker combo, maybe. Something like that. Play 2 of those, perhaps. We'll see. I'm gonna take the money. We're gonna... Something is going to be silly about this. I was feeling a clergy combat here. I really was. That's why I took the money. I could sense it. Deep in my bones, I felt it. Don't try to bait Ember Drain here. It's not worth it. Fracture here. Fracture's not worth it either. I'm just gonna get the... Yeah, I'm gonna get the Echoes started on top floor. But yeah, not a whole lot I have to tell you today. It's been a pretty slow week. Oh my god. So, on the Tiny Folks video, someone whose name I recognize, which, you know, is mostly just to say, I know, and there's no way that I can say this without being weird, but I thought this comment was really interesting, talking about the different types of randomness in video games and how there's input and output randomness. I thought that this was a really cool bit to learn and read about, and why cards like Plink feel bad basically is because I don't have control over that randomness. I have no control over what Plink does, but I have, like, similar, another example of this would be I don't have control over what this Pack Morsels generates. However, I think it's mostly about the impact of the card that you are getting, I guess, right? Like, getting 3 morsels there, in this specific case, getting 3 morsels there isn't going to make or break our run. However, I'm getting a little bit sidetracked here. The point that I was going to make is that Plink is an example of this sort of randomness where I have no control over the outcome, whereas the other type of randomness is called input randomness, and this is like picking cards, right? I get to choose which card I pick, but it's random the pool that I get to pick from, right? And things like that. And I think that that's kind of cool. It's something that intuitively made a lot of sense to me, but I did not know how to put into words before. So I thought that was really interesting and fun to think about. I'm gonna pick the purple shelter here, unsurprisingly. Perils is okay. It's not crazy. I'm gonna go... If I take Perils, I can play Furnace Tap, and that's probably worthwhile. I'm looking for Umbra units, actually, for the first time in my life. Archstone 2510. Oh my god, it's Morsel Maker. Huge. Value Stone. Goes on Ancient Resonance, fine. Leaves me open to holdover later. So I want Morsel Maker to have health and then multi-strike. Endless, leave it open. Yeah, that randomness comment was really interesting, and I enjoyed reading it. I wanted to share it with you because it applies to, I think, something that I have talked about a lot, which is like good and bad randomness in video games. That is more accurately input-output. However, not 100%, because I may as well play this Bogfly. There is no reason not to. Like, there's times where a card is outside of my control, but the randomness doesn't feel bad, like playing Pack Morsels, because the impact of that card missing is not game-ending, right? And it's not game-ending for Plink either, but, like, it just doesn't feel good, I guess. I don't know why it's so different for Plink. Fuck Plink. That's the moral of this story. Fuck you, Plink. I should also not play that Morsel, because it fucks up Chain of Gems. Yeah. Not ideal, but okay. Like there, this Plink outcome is very good, but like it's not game-ending if it misses, but sometimes it is, I guess. There's not really many circumstances where you play Pack Morsels and you go, okay, if this Pack Morsels misses, I lose the game. But there are circumstances where you go, okay, if this Plink misses, I lose the game, I guess. And you know, I guess also it's these situations where you roll 3 times and miss a 1 and 3. Is it a 1 and 3? I'm not sure. Statistics, I don't have the actual specifics down because I refuse to learn statistics and you'll never make me. I don't care how many times they make me take stats classes. Anyway, I will pick... Is it just click purples? I feel like Bounding Echoes might be a better purple, but not by much. I'm gonna take Hosting Kin. I'm gonna take Space Prism. Maybe I should take Prismal Dust there, actually. Divine Artifact. I feel like I'm pretty set for the next combat, so I'm just going to take the money. We're extremely rich for this point in the game. Multi-strike. Endless 25, 3 for Echo. I want Morsel Master now. No multi-strike. It's a shame. There's not healing outside of lifesteal, so I would giving plus 10 to our morsels makes them even more survivable. And I didn't take Immortal Trade, so I have no reason. I didn't take Immortal Trade, right? No, I didn't. So that seems good. You got Twin Stone. I think plus 10 piercing. I'll slap that on Ancient Resonance, and then we can use that card as multiple, like 2 or 3 of that to get out of jail free. I don't need to make removals here. I'm fine. Okay. Everything seems okay so far. Nothing too crazy. in this run. I mean, the idea is fun. I have my doubts about how this one will pan out, but it's a fun idea. Oh, alarm's going off. Better remember to put up Monster Train. But, like, truly, though, because I have not done that yet today. Don't worry, I will remember. I mean, it doesn't, you won't know if I guess you will know if I forget, but, like, you already know if I put up Monster Train yesterday or not. You're aware. I'm gonna top up my pack shards down here. With the early combats with our setup here should be fine. It really is just a late game that we start to run into any amount of issue. Deal. Eventually the waves start killing my morsels and then you go, But I don't think I would have tried this without having Chain of Gems. I put a lot of damage into Daedalus here. Yeah. Maybe not a lot, but enough damage into Daedalus to feel good about it. We don't have to sweep on our morsels anymore. Wow. You could argue that I should have been plinking this clergy wave, but like, why? Yeah, no, actually there's no reason to, now that you mention it. Now, with Space Prism, we find ourselves in an interesting position here, where if I take another Space Upgrade, I can play a second Morsel Maker. Which would take me to 7, but that does sound kind of cool, doesn't it? Doesn't that sound kind of cool here? Second Morsel Maker? Eh? You're thinking about it, you're thinking about it. You're like, oh, hang on, that does sound kind of cool right now. I know. I did pick Peril so I could play Furnace Tap, so I will click Furnace Tap. Oh. Morsel Master isn't real. He doesn't exist on this run. Very sad. I think... The Alloyed Construct is a loss. You can't play that on Morsel Maker. I think the Infusion is probably just going to be like... I don't know, I guess Crucible Warden? It's not great. I'm down to go for space here. I'm down to clown. I'm sad that there was no Master Maker combo, but I guess we'll live. There are some Stewards. Let's see what's in the Horde. Oh no. Okay, so like... I said, never again Wing Steel. And I mean never again. I think Wing Steel is pretty close to the... This is pretty close to the best case for it. But I will not be clicking Wing Steel ever again. I'm taking Capricious Reflection. I refuse your Dark Bargain, Wing Steel. I would love to see Holdover here. Yeah. That's okay. Oh wow, multi-strike Shard Soul Carver. It was +1 size. No, I don't think it's worth it. You could maybe play it, but I'm just gonna skip. I took space so we could pivot the run to just Shard Soul Carver plus Chef, but I'm not doing that. We're here to a game. We're here to have fun. I think that Chef Shard Soul Carver is a pretty fair line forward, though. Especially with the multi-strike, we're at 3 with the Furnace Tap already, so you just play a lot of purples and win. But that's not what I'm here to do today. Yeah, this does work. I would like to see an intrinsic, but other than that, and the chip damage, I've taken a lot of chip damage from these trials I've been taking, but I think it's okay. See what we get here. This Train Steward actually lived and took a swing, huh? How about it? This wave is dead. I'm playing Ancient Residence here. Could play it down here, but I don't need to. And my Chain of Gems is already gone, so I may as well play the Morsels. Did I clear my recording file? I did not. Okay, I have 6 hours of hard drive space left. Just have to make a mental note of that, because, you know, it'd be a real shame if I ran out of hard drive space mid-recording. That has happened to me before. It was very sad. This run, it feels like the stars aligning for me to play this stupid idea, but we're playing whatever, man. This feels like everything coming to fruition here. Oh, I don't care about my damage shield because it's the other guy in front. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Now that I think about it, I should just be throwing these units out. Now it's all pieced together though. We got the Heartless, we got the Chain of Gems, everything that you could need to play this idea out. It's very lovely, very exciting. I'm hyped. No reason to fill up that floor. You may as well take 12 damage on the boss. Furnace tab goes in, and we're looking pretty good here, I gotta say. Look at that. Now, if I could just get... the biggest problem I have with this entire plan is that this unit sometimes draws first, and then he makes morsels and they get in the way. This is the only problem I have with Morsel Maker. Otherwise, I would play him way more. But I don't like inconsistency. Soul Crushing Guilt is okay. With the holdover, the problem is it costs 2 echoes every time I play it, though. That adds up really fast in this deck because... I probably have enough. I probably have enough, actually. Umbra Cache? It's purple, and it's free. What else can I want? Looking for a holdover perils here still. Permafrost, -1. Go -1 fracture. Yeah, same thing. Not the same thing, but a similar problem of the no holdover. Ooh, shelter double stack, that's fine, I guess. Cut out these stewards. Goodbye, goodbye. No, I have 2 more here. I'm also getting rid of Bogfly. A quick look ahead. Next Hell Vent is here. Alright. So I don't need to do the infusion yet, which means there's no reason to do the infusion. Because sometimes we're going to draw the correct order here and everything's going to be great. Sometimes we're not going to draw the correct order here and everything's going to be okay. It's not the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination, it's just not ideal. You prefer to draw these in the better order here and get the Crucible Warden down, but can't always have it that way. Sure, Plink. It was impossible for that unit to live though, so Plink isn't really doing me any favors there. 10 piercing there looks good. Now, there might come a time where I could... Oh man, you know what would be really goofy is remove consume holdover Furnace Tap and I just chain Furnace Taps on these morsels. That would be goofy. I'm down to just play Furnace Tap here. I can live on... Like, the enemies are all going to die. Crushing Guilt that. We have plenty of damage here to have them all die, and they won't be able to kill anything because of the damage shield. This is what I was saying. There's going to be often times where I have extra echoes that I can give up, and when I do, I'm going to be pretty happy about spending it on Soul Crushing Guilt because this card eventually just wins you Relentlesses. It's like a free card to kill the Divinity with, for one. Play it on the Divinity 3 times the combat ends. 102 to my man here. 66, that's more like it. Peace. Alright. Not bad, not bad. Permafrost, Soul Cripple, I'm uninterested. Yawn. Gem Trove, I'm uninterested. Like, all those cards cost way too much. I'm not taking those. I'm gonna go left, and we're gonna hit multi-strike in this shot. There it is, very nice. And now I'm going to hit melee weakness on strike here. Oh, minor refraction. Oh. Hey. That's kind of nice. Don't... Oh, no, it doesn't work. Wait, what? Oh, because he's already one size. Never mind. That took me a second. Never mind, he's one size. Okay. Could I play Crucible Warden here? Yes. Do I want to play Crucible Warden here? I think the Morsel Maker is better. So, given that circumstance, I'm just gonna make Crucible Warden 4 size and throw him on bottom 4. Man, now I should have played Shardsoul Carver on Morsel Maker. I'm at 90 right now on Packed Shards. I'm gonna skip the money and I'll just go to 105. That seems fine. I'd be surprised if this run got away from us. Everything seems very stable presently. That's right, I made this guy large. Go get him, brother. He does 50. That's really not that much. It's better than nothing, though, I guess. Playing hosting time, I'm just getting my morsel or my echoes set up. I really just cannot get myself on the line to saying echoes repeatedly. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I can play Furnace Tap here without any problems. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's all gonna hit this front morsel. Hey, what the hell, man? Don't curse me. That's bullshit. Oh, that steals my... yeah, that steals my damage shield on the next turn. Of course, which sets us up to take a little bit. I mean, we don't take damage, we just lose morsels here. And have to take damage from the curse. Frig you, curse buddy. Yeah, I think it isn't that bad to just give up damage shield on the turn. For the most part, 16 health lives everything anyway. I'm gonna try moving my microphone down a little bit. I feel like it's a little high. There you go. Hope that didn't hit you with anything too noisy. I don't think it should have. My stand creaked a little bit, but, you know, I'm hopeful that that wasn't an unbearable noise for you. I just want to get it a little lower. I'm going to try to spend some time on my... Someone mentioned in a first look recently that, they were like, first time viewer, hey, like your content, would like it if your audio was a little crisper. So I'm going to try to spend some time working on my audio, I think. Try to make it a little bit better. Lots of stuff I want to try and do this week. We'll see how much of it I actually get done and how much time I spend just grinding the new TFT set. Maybe I'll record a TFT video and put that up. Trample Stone is good. I do not need energy. I'm going to take draw. Now I believe I would like to see Intrinsic here. I do see Intrinsic here. You're going into Morsel Maker. Like so. And then we're gonna go, this is gonna be a big spike in Packed Shards, but Intrinsic Face Prism, we're taking 50 in this ring. Before I duplicate, let's check the event. Nah. You can make a case for these, but they're not purple, and I don't think they're that worthwhile. Spikes don't really matter. Let's duplicate Morsel Maker. Eruptor 3. This line is goofy. I'm in. I'm all in. We could have played something else, probably something a little more stable than this, but this is exciting. I can get away with this trial. I hope. I didn't think about this problem. I mean, you're right, it is an issue. It didn't even cross my mind that I can just draw both Morsel Makers on turn 1. The odds seemed against it, I have to say. And yet, here I am. So I cannot Furnace Tap in this position. Definitive no. Double Infusion, gross. Okay, oh, that only does 10 down there. Ugh. God. That's grim. I'm gonna be fighting curses for a long time. However, we have the help of these morsels. So they're gonna, like, the morsels live and they swing, so they're going to fight back. Can I get, like, one of these curse enemies not infused? Thank you. Okay. Play shelter? Is it enough? It's not enough. You have to play one more. One more and it's enough because then this morsel kills here. So I'm gonna take 5 to save a curse and 9. It's worth. You're taking 5 to stop a curse generating on the next turn and you're saving 9 fire damage. It has to be best. There's no way it's wrong. Sadly I'm in equilibrium and I can never play this Umbra Stone. Well, eventually I'll be able to. Probably want to get rid of these packed morsels now. Lots of cards that are on the chopping block. Put our trample stone out. Not too bad. It'll look cooler on the next combat, trust me. You just gotta believe. I mean, what's not to love about this floor, though? Tell me, what's not to love about this? It's great. Look at how cool. You can daze the boss twice so he never even gets to swing. It is, like, it's incredible to me that somehow Monster Train always manages to put... I mean, I guess it's not that incredible now that I think about it, but it's very nice that it's always the front one that gets the Chain of Gems damage shield. Very much appreciated. 5 damage, fine. Return Soul is okay. I don't think it's that good, though. I'm okay without it, because I don't get anything for purpling or consuming. I just set up my auras and I sit. I don't want to go right. Oh, I will. Crack open the Horde. A base charge is good. There's not a lot of curses on the remainder of this run, so I'll just take 2 charge. That is solid. Still looking for that holdover, by the way. Holdover. Yeah, this one just doesn't have holdover. That's too bad. That's a shame. Echo Seedling is like... I wait, I set it on Furnace Tap, and then I just give one of these units a lot of multi-strike. I'm in. Pyre gets plus 40, I don't need. I don't have room for this. Okay. I'm gonna duplicate here. I don't want any of this duplicated, really. Yeah, I'm okay. Actually. We're gonna get rid of the temptation of packed morsels. Get that card out of here. And then probably a Plink. I have a lot of consumes in this deck, so it's not necessarily guaranteed that Echo Seedling hits on the card that I specifically want it to, but I'll be okay if it doesn't. Probably. Most likely. Oh my god, Monster Train. Also, yeah, Space Prism, by the way. Yeah, I didn't think about that, did I? No. And Space Prism's okay, because it would let me play bottom, but like, what the hell, Monster Train? What is this? Stop making this. Stop. Cease, Monster Train. This is bullshit. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of my own fault here. I guess I could have waited, since I already drew both Morsel Makers, but, you know. It's whatever. Not like I'm gonna be missing out on much here. Can you believe the gall of this fucking bullshit game, though? To continue to do me like this? I don't believe it. On the bright side, we have Morsel Maker, which hard counters Patient Seraph. Patient Seraph doesn't stand a chance against Morsel Maker. It's a mismatch. This, especially with Chain of Gems, like what the hell are you gonna do to me? You're gonna die, that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna fall. I'm still mad. There's no way it happens for a third combat in a row though. Like there is just no way. That would never happen. It is statistically very unlikely, I feel. And I will be heated if it does happen. Just know I will be rather heated. Yeah. The only difference between double Morsel Maker and Morsel Maker Morsel Master is one, I had to take the extra space, and two, the second swing of morsels always spawns behind, which is actually, I think, better than the other way around here. I think that this way is a little better. This is truly rumble morsels, except they're not rubble morsels, but you know, I still like the name enough. That's probably what I'm going to title the episode. Rumble morsels. Just make a bunch of morsels do 146. Hey, it works. I think that this would be significantly worse without Chain of Gems, but I had Chain of Gems when I thought of the idea, so you know. The Heartless is nice too, you just have to have some way to keep your morsels from dying. Like Chain of Gems, or Morsel Damage Shield, or +5. Things like that. Things like that work. Anything else? I think that's everything. Kind of wish Morsel Maker cast whatever infusion he had down to the morsels. I think that would be kind of neat. Okay, Monster Train. I don't have to call you horse shit today. Great news, everyone. I don't have to call this game a dumb bitch. Huge. Didn't draw my other Morsel Maker on this turn. Very lovely, Monster Train. Thank you for... Monster Train, give me nothing, and I will be happy. Resonance goes down there to kill the Clergy. We do just take 700 damage. We take 1200 off of the Divinity in 2 turns, which is a good start. Our first boy is going to die. That's the sacrifice I'm ready to make. I'm gonna daze the boss man. Neither of them have trample. I'm gonna put it on the front one. Oh, this does mean that I won't be able to play trample for a little bit. It's fine. Order here doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna... I'll push this guy back. It makes a slight difference because now if I kill that wave front to back, they don't get the armor from him dying until after they're already dead. If there's anything that gives me any pause, it's this wave right here. But I do have a trample stone. Acceptable. Could be worse. I'm gonna take 30 for this, plus the curse, but you know, it's a lot of armor. And I didn't have a lot of echoes saved up because I just slapped it. Did he live? He hit me twice, wow. He lived for a long time. I think maybe playing the Furnace tab wasn't even that worthwhile, but, you know. I have the Pyre health here that I don't have to think about that. I have luxury. I'm far ahead. I don't have to ask myself if that was right or wrong. I'm just gonna win anyway. Now, what is wrong is disregarding that wave and letting that walk up to me because I lose my front line. Losing my front line means that I do less damage because of the back line doing 20 times 2. My morsels will die, and that's not a sacrifice I'm ready to make in this war. I'm gonna daze the boss, but if I don't daze the boss, I think I get a pre-relentless kill, which is even better. Hold. You dazed this guy, I think. Never mind, we go on like this. There you go. Very cool run, very fun. Lots of things went right to make this run work, but I'm not complaining. I had fun. You probably had fun too, I hope. I hope. Take your time restoring the pyre. I wonder how many times I've seen that animation. I actually counted how many runs of Monster Train I've played recently. It was a pretty big number. I'll count again after this. But for now, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave me a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.